make one video every day, but yesterday couldn't make it. So obviously, I need your help and support. If you're out there, just give me a like, some comments. I need your encouragement. So I'm going to talk about the books in the art of dying. But before that, I would like to ask your opinion about. I'm taking notes about what I can talk about, and just want to share them with you. So you can give me feedback and tell me what exactly you prefer, or some, or we can talk about that like completely. And I learned so many things, and I would like to share my experience. Or John of God, who I was working last year, who become uh, blamed for some assault, and what I think about it. Many people are asking me about him, and I didn't have the opportunity to share. But if you press me to make this a priority, I would like to share my opinion on a video. I didn't want to write about it. I wanted to talk about it on the video. So it's been waiting. Other subjects like special subjects for men, testosterone, or tantric sexuality, tantra in general for couples, for women as well. Or somebody asked me to share my experience with the combo, this frog poison. Anyway, it could be anything or something else that you think I can be talking about. There are other interesting subjects as well. I don't want to go too much into it. Now I want to talk about art of dying, and I would like to share just sad news that I received just 1 hour ago. Actually, one of the children that we were working, passed away just recently, and I will include her into my daily meditations, daily prayers, and daily practices which I'm doing for my grandmother. And if you want to join me as well, her name is Betu Eva Albay. So she was just 1.5 years old, taller, and very sweet girl. You can pray, light incense, light a candle, whatever you feel like doing for her. Now, I want to share about Bardo Thodöl. Actually, this book is one of the gems of the Tibetan Buddhism. It's written by Padmasambhava, and you can find it online as a PDF for free. I will share the link in the description or in the comments. And I just want to read one section from it, which talk about how to read this book. With Old English, enlightenment with the primary or secondary light that come with the moment of death. Of course, it's a quite a high level of mastery to be able to decide if this person has reached this as somebody who's observing, who somebody is passing away. In that case, there's no need to. It's beneficial to read this book. And but if the transference has not been effectually employed, then this Thodol is to be read correctly and distinctly near the dead body to expound the power of the truth. Then summoning the spirits of the deceased, like inviting the spirits, calling up and read after this imagination. During this time, no relative or fond mate able to weep, to wail, such is not good for the deceased, so restrain them. Meaning, don't go into negative emotions. There are some loved ones who are around who are crying, weeping. Of course, if somebody feel like crying or going into catharsis, all is fine to do. These are emotions, but it's better to do it without calling upon the spirit of this person or doing it near the corpse, because the ghost is still around. So it's best not to bring her or him down. These lower energies, lower emotions. Better to go into spiritual presence, meditation, and prayer, and read the Bardo Thodöl as much as possible. This is what this ancient text is mentioning. If the body is present just when expiration had ceased, either a lama or for whom the deceased has great affection, putting lips close to the ear of the body without actually touching it, should read this great Thodol. So if the body is there, you can beat to the ear of the person without touching the person, and it could be preferably like an accomplished lama in the Tibetan version, or it could be a spiritual like a imam or guru or priest, like whatever religion you belong to or this person belongs to, can do this instead of the Tibetan Lama or the guru of the person or a very good brother in the faith, like somebody who share spiritual attitude with this person should read this. And or if none of this is available, a good friend that this person has affection with can read this as well. Anyway, this is Bardo Thodöl. It's a huge book. As I said, there's a text for every day where it should be read to the person who's passed away. I'll send you the link. I'll include the link. And another book I think is very important is from Elizabeth Kübler-Ross. Actually, one of my followers reminded me about this book. She has many books, but the primary book was on death and dying. And Elizabeth Kübler, if I'm not mistaken, she's from Switzerland, and she became very famous by these books. And she's basically helping people who are destined to die in a certain amount of time, for example, cancer patients, to go through certain psychological stages to be able to accept the death and to go through this experience with peace of mind and their own heart and ready spiritual state that is better for this procedure, like more peace, like like elevated state of mind, elevated state of consciousness. But if we still have a lot of issues in ourselves, in our psychology, with the world, we cannot meditate, we cannot come to a surrendering state on the moment of death. So she basically talked about 5 stages, and she says it's best as fast as possible this person goes through these stages. Of course, not to rush, but to digest. And she guides the persons into these different stages. And the first stage, I'm reading you from the contents of the book, denial and isolation. And the second stage is anger. Third stage is bargaining, and depression is the fourth stage, and fifth stage finally is acceptance. So before coming to acceptance, we go through these different stages, and it's best to go through them as effective as possible. And this whole book and her whole teaching is all about this. I will also include the link for this book. It can be found online for free. Another book I think is very, very important on this subject is from Raymond Moody, and he is a scientist. He has PhD, and he's a medical doctor as well. Like, he's a full-on scientist, and he made a very interesting research in the USA many years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, he interviewed who had a clinical death experience. Clinically, the person was in death, and then he came back, or she. So out of 300 people, as I remember, 2/3 of them don't remember anything. So only 1/3 of them remember something that happened during this experience. And he interviews all of them and writes down, takes notes, what happened to each person, and make a constellation of all these stories. He pulls together all these stories, and he realizes some certain patterns about what happens to the person who has the clinical death. And there's almost a typical story that happens, a typical scenario that happens to the person in terms of what happens after death, or life after life, as we call it, because it's his book is entitled like this. And basically he talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 or 9 different stages that happens to each person after having this clinical death. And at the end of it, there's a kind of like a border. It's like a river, or they're in the middle of a valley, and all these people who interviewed with Raymond Moody, they haven't passed this limitation. They haven't passed this border, and which probably means that anybody who passed this line is coming for sure. It's death for certain. So all these stages are up until this point. It's an interesting book. You can read it. I will include a link, not to the book itself. I couldn't find it, but there's a summary of the book. called Life After Life. Of course, you can buy a book and read it through. So this is what I was going to tell for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's beneficial for you. I actually, in the beginning of this live, I give you some ideas about what I can talk about in the next series, in the next videos. And if you will write in the comments or if you send me a direct message, it would be happy to know. And also, I need your support. I need your teasing for me that I need to come up every day and talk about something that's hopefully beneficial. So until next time, take care and have a nice day. Bye.